Jesse, obviously at the SEC tournament, I know y'all battled some elements and stuff on the last couple of days. What maybe went into that, and what can you guys kind of take from that experience?
Can you repeat the first part of the question?
With battling the elements of the SEC tournament, what were some of those challenges, and I guess from that week-long tournament, what can you guys kind of take from that and then the rest of the postseason?
Yeah, for sure. I think we got off to a kind of a slow start in that first round, but kind of battled through it. And then the second round, we had a lot of momentum early on, and we were able to play a pretty solid round. I think we shot even par in that second round. And then, honestly, that third round, I'd never seen the golf course play like that in my life. I mean, it was PGA Tour, firm and fast, really tough hole locations, and the wind was blowing. It felt like 20 to 30. And, it was just a tough day, one of those days where you have to understand the round, understand that you're going to make bogeys, you're going to have errors out there, and it was just one of those rounds you just had to just kind of buckle down and try to get through it. So, looking back, obviously, I talked to the team after that and just said, hey, we got to learn from that, and typically when you have conditions like that, your weaknesses are going to be exposed. So we're able to see what we need to work on, where we need to improve, and kind of take it from there.
What are the challenges of this regional going to be? I mean, what do you see as the main points of emphasis?
For sure. Honestly, the biggest challenge is just not getting ahead of ourselves. We have experience on that golf course. We played it earlier in the fall. We were pretty successful out there. I think we finished 5th in a pretty big field out there, beat some quality teams. So really the biggest thing is it's just when you get to regionals, when you get to postseason, everything starts over. It starts from scratch. So just understanding that, you got 13 teams there, the top 5 advance, but you can't really focus on that. You got to focus on preparing well. You have to focus on having a great practice round, and then you got to take one shot at a time. And if we have that mentality and we truly do, stay where our feet are, then we'll be successful.
The players get y'all talk about that same thing, just that approach that coaches talk about.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, we've got experience there. We played really well there. We know the golf course. Maybe there are some teams there that haven't been there or played there before, but we've got 4 rounds under our belt already there, and 4 guys that are going this trip that went last trip. So, I mean, we're really excited.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I think the golf course will probably play a little different. I know everywhere's getting some rain this week, so compared to when we played it previously, it may be a little bit different conditions. But I think all in all, we have a pretty good game plan and pretty good knowledge of the golf course.
For Austin and Garrett, I guess obviously you guys have a lot of young guys on this team. What's it been like kind of being the older guys on this squad?
Yeah, I feel like I'm about 7 years older than everybody on the team, but it's been good. I mean, I know Ford, even Ping, is still 19, so it's kind of taking the young guys under your wing and showing them the way. I know it's been a great year for Ford, and Ping too. He had a great fall. He's had a couple rough tournaments coming down, but we all know like he's going to be the horse for us, and he's going to get it going. He played great at Louisville in the fall, and we know he'll do the same thing in the regional.
Absolutely, and off of what he said, we've got other guys too, Austin Vukovitz, Austin Fulton. They're making really good strides. They're working really hard, and in the coming years, they're going to be big for this program as well. But like you said, Ford, Pang, all those guys are all great.
In that vein, seeing a guy like Ford play as well as he does as a freshman, what's it for any of you guys? What's it like to see?
It's great to see. I mean, I'm from Birmingham. I knew him before he came here. It is really good to see. I mean, he's a hard worker. He really is, and he owns his game, and it's different than others. His swing's different, but he gets it done, and that's great to see.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, he gets it done like nobody I've ever seen. He kind of just gets it around the greens, gets it in the fairway, and then he gets on the green, and you think it's like an error or a mistake if he doesn't make the putt. So it's fun watching him play just because it's so different. But he's been awesome this year.
On Ford, Coach, mentally, what has he done to stay composed as he went from high school to this level and stand up to the tough fields that he's seen this year?
I think when he got here early on, he was, I don't know if clueless is the word, but he he needed to. He had a solid game, but needed to kind of learn how to play the game. And I think, number one, when you have guys like Garrett Johnson and Austin Rose who have been in this program a while and who do, I mean, Garrett plays the game very well, like basically I teach all the time, just hitting a lot of fairways, giving yourself opportunities. So him just learning for Ford, it was almost like learning, hey, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to be more than who you are. You don't have to hit these superhero shots. His game is it's very solid. He's a great putter, so we know if he gets the ball on the green, he's going to have a great chance to capitalize from there. So him just kind of understanding what his strengths are and going from there. But other than that, his golf IQ is very high, and he doesn't seem to get too flustered during the tournament. I mean, I think he had a 7 tournament stretch where his worst finish was tied for 19th. So he's just consistent, and he's just owned that so far.
What's the maturation curve to find that place where you're comfortable not trying to make the superhero shots? What's the curve, and how did you find that?
I think it's different for everybody. It's funny. Some guys will graduate and then call me 6 months later and be like, "Coach, I finally understand what you were talking about." Other guys get in here right away, and they're just like, "Hey, that's a great point. That is how I should play golf." I think that's kind of how it worked for Garrett a little bit. When I first got here, he kind of did some things that it was almost like he was trying to do too much, but he was a quick learner, and he was able to. He listened very well, and now he just kind of owns his game and goes about it. And same for Rosie. We've had several conversations about how, different ways to play to his strengths, and he's done a great job of doing that, and that's why he's in the lineup late in the year. So it all just depends. Some guys get it early on, some guys get it later.
Coach, obviously, I know you say sort of it's a new season, obviously, when you go into the regional, but what do you know about the field that y'all are going up against?
It's going to be a good field. I mean, Oklahoma State's there. They're the best team in the country, defending national champions. Auburn just won the SEC stroke play portion of our championship by, I think, maybe double digits. They're going to be really good. But to be honest with you, I haven't really looked at the field too much because to me, it doesn't matter what the field is. If we take care of our business, if we control what we can control and the guys buy into it, we're going to be where we need to be. So we just need to focus on ourselves and take it from there.
Austin, what are some of those adjustments that Coach talked about that got you in the lineup late in the season?
I think the biggest thing with me has always been finding a consistent miss. As to say, the best golfers have the best misses. I've had some big misses through my career, honestly, but I think the best thing for me has just kind of been committing myself to hitting certain shots, hitting it. I hit it a fairly long way. I know like I can just get it out there and my game will kind of take care of itself from there. And I think that's been the biggest thing late in the year is I've hit the ball pretty well and I've had consistent misses, but most importantly I've gotten it in the fairway and I know where I can go from there.
Because the players talked about getting contributions from freshmen and veterans and all the way across the board. How good is that to have that kind of balance where you can get it from just about anywhere, young and old?
It's great. I mean, that's what we preach in this program, just being able to trust your teammates. You have a job to do your job to the best of your ability. And I think we've built something here where every single person knows it's important to know your role in the lineup. Not everybody is Pang Pichiku, who's that kid can go really low and he's very aggressive and he's going to play that way. That doesn't mean everybody in our lineup needs to play that way. Just kind of understanding your role. We have a redshirt freshman, Benjamin Nelson, who's going to be in the 5-hole this week, and his job's just to go out there, keep the ball in front of him, and I told him we do not expect you to go out there and shoot 68. Your job is to just kind of own your game, hit a lot of hit a lot of quality shots, give yourself a lot of opportunities, and if one of your 4 teammates ahead of you has a bad round, you're gonna be right behind them and say, Coach, here's my whatever that score is gonna be. It'll be a solid score for the team.